Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to MotoGP 18. And welcome to Grand Prix of Thailand. Yeah, I think so. So I'm capturing in a different tech today. We're using action. I'm not real crazy about it. It kind of beats up my frame rate, but I just wanted to kind of do a comparison between action and shadow play, which I've been using a lot. So several things are different. As you can see, we are no longer in Moto 3, we are in Moto 2. I had a question last episode, I think, and it's been a couple races, but I had a question last episode, which was, what happens if we get an offer in the middle of the season to go from Moto 3 to Moto 2? And sure enough, we did. Well, I can tell you what happens. You start on a bone stock bike, you don't take any of your development points with you, even development points that you had that you could have used on your Moto 3 whip. They don't transfer across. Second thing is you lose all your championship points, which is fine. So we had a terrible race in Moto 3 at San Marino, but then after San Marino, we got our offer to go to Moto 3. Check, Moto 2. We got an offer to go to Moto 2, and we took it. And our first race in Moto 2 was at Aragon, and that was also terrible. Just struggle bus the whole time. Struggled in the development programs, just struggle. Ridiculous. I mean, and as you can see, still struggling here a little bit, but we're getting a handle on it. Did not back down the AI. It's a different bike, and something else that's different is the game apparently had patched up like 4 times. Yeah, that little auto update option, you want to tick that? You definitely want to tick that. So we've had multiple updates come through on the game, and apparently there have been multiple updates on AI. So the AI is harder and better, if that makes sense. That sounds kind of like it doesn't, those two things don't go together, but they do. The AI is harder, but it's also, I think, better. The bike handles a little bit differently, but it's also weird because we're on a different machine. This is the Kalex, and I was saying one of the previous episodes that in Moto 2 we do have Honda and KTM, but I believe it's getting into almost like a Formula 1 setup where you have a chassis and an engine. So I want to say that this is a Kalex frame running a Honda motor, but I'm going to have to research this a little bit more because Moto 2 is incredibly different from Moto 3. But as you can see, we're out in first, and my line is sloppy, as it always is. I've never been on this track before. I've never raced in Thailand before in anything, car or motorcycle. So learned the track today, did the development programs, was able to get through all of those. And now we're in first, but we are barely hanging on. And I think we're coming up laps. We're right around 2 minutes even, so it'll be easy for me to look at the clock and see. So we're coming up on the end of lap 2. Yeah, that's right. We just finished lap 2. So we're in lap 3. And still, as you can see, still no overlay in replay. Very frustrating for me. I don't understand why they don't have that. They really need it. If you're going to have a replay, let's get some info as far as leaderboard and what's going on. So yeah, man. Moto 3. Now, I'm guessing we're going to have not a very good finish to the season this year, championship-wise, but we are. Last race, Aragon, we finished in 33rd, and that took us down a few points closer to dismissal. But I believe this finish today. I caught myself. I did not tell you where I finish. I have a bad habit of doing that. Spoiler alert. But we do have a decent finish today, and I have not looked, I don't look at I only know the results because I was in the race, but I don't look at any of the standings or anything until I look at them with you. So it's always kind of hopefully a surprise. So I don't know where I'm going to be in the points, and I don't know what that's going to do to my reputation with the team. Oh, struggle bus. Oh, look at these fools just banging on me. Now, something else that I noticed is there is still really, the controller support is really kind of not very good in this sim, I have to say. I love the sim. I play it all the time, but controller support, not good. And there's really no adjustability for sensitivity, gamma, buffering, you know what I'm saying, linearity, all the typical things that you see in controller setup, you don't have in this game, which is, I feel like it could use that, because it really is, I mean, I'm learning to, but it really is difficult to control this bike. Now to be fair, there are a lot of settings. I took the inside line there. There are a lot of settings in the bike that control things like how fast it throws from side to side, and just generally how the bike handles. So I think that may be, you know, I'm not making excuses for them, but I think that could be sort of what they're doing there, is you control things like speed sensitivity by how you adjust the bike. Could be, I don't know. And as you can see, we just dropped back to 4th. And we are about to, we're about to get on the struggle bus. Now, you saw that I was pretty strong for the first, that would be 3 laps. We are in lap 4 right now. First 3 laps I did all right, and I'm starting to come unglued here. I've been saying since the rookies, I wonder how tire wear feels in this game. And I think the further up you go from the Red Bull rookies to Moto 3 to Moto 2, where we are now, up to MotoGP, I think tire wear becomes more and more of an issue the further up you go, but I feel like today was the first time I really felt it. First 3 laps I felt just absolutely planted, and I needed to back off a little bit starting on lap 4. I still go wide a lot, but I was really doing my best to like keep the bike gathered up and not just completely throw it away. I also had multiple crashes in practice, and it's a lot easier now. I don't know if that's because of the patch or because of, oh sir. So we're back up to 3rd. I don't know if the crashes have anything to do with the patch or if they are related to moving up to Moto 2, but I had a ton of crashes in practice, both solo crashes, just throwing it away, and also bumping. I noticed that, how do I want to say this? I noticed that the sim is more tolerant of kind of getting your elbows out, but it seems less forgiving when you touch tires. So I don't know. I mean, so a lot of things have changed. You know, to go to a new, not just a new bike, but a new class, and throw in like 3 patches. And I understand, you know, 3 patches, it's not like they're cumulative. It's not like, you know, 1 + 1 + 1. I understand it's just 1 patch that includes everything from the patches before, but I was 3 patches behind. So it seems like a lot of things have changed. And also I saw in the patch notes, they indicate that they improved the ragdoll physics. I don't really want to crash to show you that, but it does seem that when you crash, it is a lot more lifelike and uncomfortable to watch. You really kind of flop around. Now, I've heard in F1 2018, I have heard that the crash physics are intentionally vague because F1 is so protective of their brand, and they don't want crashes in the video game that are reminiscent of like big, gruesome real-life crashes. So you can knock the wing off and knock a wheel off, but the crashes in F1 2018 are pretty visually sort of dialed back. You get the damage, but it's no, you know what I mean? There's nothing that's going to remind you of some of the horrible crashes we've seen historically where people have been hurt or killed. So it's weird that MotoGP 18 is like, oh yeah, we improved the ragdoll physics. So that is also a thing. And I experimented with my riding style a little bit, which you can change during the season. And I guess I can feel a difference, but I don't know how to use it yet. So there's like 5 different riding styles that you can have. There's shoulder out, elbow out, total lean, balanced, straight shoulders. There's a bunch of them. And I'm assuming, I mean, the game seems really, really detailed and specific, so I'm assuming that those actually are, like, they do have some kind of influence on how you corner, how how you carve through turns, but I don't know exactly what it is. So in other words, if I were to pick that radical whole body lean, I don't know how I would have to adjust my riding style to sort of compensate for that, if that makes sense. Or if I would need to at all, and it's just a visual thing. I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is. So we've got to be in, we're in P4. P3. And we are fighting, man. We should be in lap 6 now, I believe. 6 of 12. So, yeah, man. And I have to say, I'm looking forward to MotoGP. And I'm also extremely concerned about it, because the game seems to be getting harder with every jump from one class to the next, as it should. I mean, that's the whole point, yo. But yeah, and I think we should have like 3 races left this season. I'm hoping we'll be able to hang on to our Moto 2 slot and not get fired, not get relegated. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I was sending a text right there. That's what I was doing. I'm a bad YouTuber. I mean, it's possible that I actually am a bad YouTuber, but right there, I was texting you. That ain't cool. So we're back to get off me. We're back to, we were in P5 for a second. I think we're hanging on to P4. Yep. Hanging on to P4, but it is, the other thing I really feel like I notice is as we're moving up in classes, the pain train just like lurks behind you. It's creeping. It's just creeping behind you at all times. I know I've had a couple bobbles in Aragon, and I would lose 7 or 8 spots in one turn. You know, just really unforgiving. And this is with, I've got the AI. I mean, it's not 110%, but it's up there. I think for me it is. And it's unforgiving even at this level, and I have to think how much worse if it was at 110%. I don't know how high you can go in this game, but typically you can go pretty high. It's fun though. The thing that I'm trying to do, and I do it every now and then, but I cannot do it consistently at all. The thing that I'm trying to do is have an absolutely just carve lap, where essentially you turn the entire lap into one long compound turn and just flow from one to the other to the other. Can't do it every time. Every now and then, I mean, I can fairly consistently link like 3 or 4 turns, but then I've always got my bogey turn, and I have rarely done that for the entire lap. I have a couple of times, and it's funny because my lap time for those laps is typically, so that would be the end of the lap 7, right? So I'm typically, I don't know. I mean, we started in P4 in this race. Is that right? Yeah, P4. And we were, I don't know, a couple tenths of a second behind first. And I lost some positions on the start, got them right back, and was up in first for a minute. And now we're fighting for 4th. But I feel like I'm not really far behind the leader as far as lap time. But then even when I do run a really, really solid lap, I don't pick up, it's not like I'm a second and a half faster or anything. It might be half a second or 4 tenths or something, but I guess it shows how really important it is to run those perfect laps, lap after lap after lap. Because it may only be a half second per lap that you make up when you run a perfect lap, but then by 12, you're talking about 6 seconds. 6 seconds in the race. So, I mean, 6 seconds is, as tight as these races are, 6 seconds can be quite a bit. It certainly would have bumped us up a position. Like right now, add 6 seconds and we'd be, get off me. We'd be up in P3. The other thing that I really need to work on is when I come up out of a turn, when I come up out of a lean, that I come up to exactly the right place, because I do make those corrections and I know I'm scrubbing off speed. Not intending to, but I know I'm scrubbing off speed when I do that little corrective wobble as I come up. That was a little better. A little better. Oh, look at those gangsters behind me, man. They're just lurking. Lurkers, I tell you. So yeah, today is Friday. Normally I would record this on Thursday and post it on Friday, but it's been a busy week. I've been on the move. I am the Portable Gamer. Oh, and hey, I don't know when you're going to see this. Probably after it matters. But I'm thinking of doing a live stream tonight. Got pretty fast internet here at the property I'm staying at. Got pretty fast internet, so I think I might do a live stream tonight. Oh, sir. I'm so sorry. I've done that twice now. But you know what? I have penalties on max. I have penalties and corner cutting on max, and I have yet to get a penalty. So I don't know if they're calling those racing incident. I don't know. I don't know if they would call that a racing incident, but they seem to be, because I haven't been penalized for it. I know. Hey. Thank you. I know I have been. I know I have been in the past dinged for. Yeah, my tires are gone. Been dinged for cutting. But as many times as I cut curbs in this race, I was not dinged, and I do have that activated. I do like to race realistically. I think it has. I think it has something to do with whether or not you gain a position. I don't know. So we are. Let me see. We just finished lap 9. Oh, we're getting close though, and we are still battling. I think we're back to like P6 right now. We lost a couple positions when I was going super wide, but we got one back there. I just want a leaderboard. You know what? I'm tempted to like make my own. I don't know how I would do that. I'm not gonna make my own. I ain't doing that. Yeah, even though I know how this race ends, I'm a little bit excited. Let's see if we get. I think we're P5 right now. Let's see if we get P4. Reel this gangster in. Come here, you. We need to talk. So this will be. This will be lap 10. Yeah, we're finishing up. Hard to say. I don't even know where we are now. I'm trying to look at my clock. I know laps were about 2 minutes. I don't know. So this is lap 11, maybe 10. I don't know. But we're just chasing this guy down, and if we can get him, I think that's going to put us in P4. Yeah, I think that'll put us in P4. If we can get him. Come here, you. Come here. Not a fan of this camera. Wish there was a way to pull that out of the rotation. I don't like it. Oh, but we are, with our tires mostly gone, we are hanging in there with this gangster. And you know, I feel like riding the bike too hard, you know, going past the limits, I feel like that is how I tore up my tires in the first place. I feel like if I would have been more accurate on the line, I feel like I could have kept the tires intact and not had to be, you know what I mean? It's like I screwed myself in both directions at the same time. I rode too hard and tore the tires up. when I didn't need to. So then at the end, when I needed my tires back, or, right? You know what I mean? When I needed my tires intact, now they weren't. So that may, no, we got one more lap. Yeah, because I want to say I get this guy. What? Or was that the end? I think that may have been the end. I don't know. No, one more lap. Yeah, because we do get him. It's... I really wish there was a better way to do this. I can't... I used to be able to record while I was driving or while I was riding, but there's a couple reasons I can't do that. One is I'm on a good mic now, and when I'm driving and riding, I tend to move around a little bit. When I'm on a headset mic, it's fine because the headset moves with me. But when I'm on the Blue Yeti, the volume goes up and down way too far as I move closer and further away. And the other thing is, I'm just, I guess, riding and driving a lot harder than I used to. And it's, and it's really hard to talk now. Much harder than it used to be. I think I used to be more of a casual racer, and now it's getting more and more intense. But no, I can't. I mean, I can barely like keep my wits about me now because I'm thinking about so many things at once in this race. So you get what I'm saying. I can't. Where'd he go? He's way back there now. So yeah, I can't go live, and that's when we would have the leaderboard. I mean, I suppose I could record it live and then just use that as kind of a, like, let it play on a separate screen so I at least know what's going on, man. I don't know. So was that it? No, one more. All right, we're on our last lap. We are P4? P3. Let's say P4. You know where I could read that information? It's on a leaderboard. Sure enough. Right. You know, the one thing that I don't like about action is it takes about 15 to 20 FPS off the replay, which is very frustrating because Shadowplay doesn't, you don't lose anything. So that's something that's always kind of bothered me about action. But whatever. I mean, there's so many variables as far as like codec and hardware, acceleration, and all these other things, but I don't know. Figured I'd give it a try. It's been a while since we used it, and it's updated a few times. Figured we'd check it out. Now, they say they did the developers of MotoGP 18 say they did some improvements and the graphics are better. I suppose it looks a little better on the replay. It's hard to notice graphics quality when you're racing, but I suppose the replay looks a little tighter. We'll see. All right, I think this is it. Yep. How'd we do? All right. Is he going to give it? No. It was 12 laps. It's not just showing the same lap over and over, is it? No, we're way out in front now. Okay, that was it. Right. Let's see how we did. So we are P4, right? And if we proceed, where are we at? I mean, we're going to be way back because we just... Okay. We moved up 13 positions to P19. Okay. I'll take it. Let's see what we got here. 11,000 development points. Cool. And it looks like we're not going to be fired, at least not soon. We wanted to, okay, qualify first, finish 20th. We did it. Right on, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of MotoGP 18 from Thailand. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.